Hi everyone, welcome to another unboxing. This is quite an expensive lot. It's exclusively Beatles and it cost me quite a lot to buy, and it cost a lot to get through customs as well, because being in Austria, anything coming from the UK now after Brexit is subject to customs duties, which works out at about 40% extra on top of what you paid, so it becomes ruinously expensive to buy anything of value from the UK nowadays. But sometimes you just can't resist, and I couldn't resist this lot. Let's see what we've got here. It's just a reused DHL box. So let's get this all tidied up and get you repositioned. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay, more bubble wrap. Right, there we go. Expensive packing job. Let's see what we've got. Is it all individually bagged, which is nice. And hopefully they're all in good condition. I think they are. Again, usually with these kind of lots, you don't really know what you're buying exactly. I like that. I like record shop stickers on covers. This one comes from the record shop in Great Yarmouth in the east of England. So must have been an import at the time, because it's a German record. Beatles' greatest. Original German catalogue number, SMO. And on the back too. And the other German records on the back as well. Made and printed in Germany. Looks to be in good shape. No seam splits, fortunately. And in these plastic covers. These seem to be sort of the safe variety, unlike the PVC ones, which I covered in a recent video. All right, let's have a look inside here. All right, so here's the original inner sleeve. All the German favourites going on there. And this will date this copy to 1969, because there's Yellow Submarine and other contemporary 1969 albums. There's the Beach Boys' Friends and Stereo Dancing. Right, well, of course it's 1969. It's on the blue Odeon label, 1C062, but looking at the spindle action, it looks pretty much unplayed, which bodes well for the rest of the collection. Interesting album this. I'm not sure if the German one is the same as the Dutch one, where it has the American huge reverb version of I Feel Fine on it. And the original 1963 mix, stereo mix, So I Want to Hold Your Hand. The original price still remains 53 and 9, so that's quite expensive, 53 shillings and 9pence. So imports were expensive back then. Something which isn't an import is this. Obviously it's a Please Please Me. I guess these are all going to be around the same date, I think, 69, 70. Obviously the small stereo indicator dates it to that. We've still got 3 flip backs on the back. And another record shop sticker. This time it's Palmer's, in the same place, Great Yarmouth. Let's see if I can get through this video without banging the microphone cable on the stand too much. So it's a 1970 inner sleeve with McCartney, the Let It Be box set with its orderable catalogue number PXS1, and Abbey Road's on there too, Sgt. Pepper and all the other EMI favourites of the time, Frankie Vaughan, Cilla Black, Hank Marvin, Des O'Connor and the Hollies. On the other side, some more easy listening fare. So 1 or 2 EMI box. It's a 1. There we go. 1 EMI box. Of course, it's a -1. There'll be -1 the other side as well. Yep. There we go. Great sounding pressing. All analog, of course, from the original stamper. The 1 EMI box labels weren't around too long, maybe 6 months, a year maximum, I think. Here's another similar aged copy. This time it's with the Beatles and really lovely covers. Really nice. Super clean. And not even a record shop sticker on the back of this one. Really beautiful clean flip backs and no discoloration or anything going on there. Nice tight seams. Yep. So similar inner sleeve. Different paper. This is a smoother paper. The other is a sort of a rougher paper. But I'm expecting 1 box as well. Yep, there it is. That's the 1 box with the original first pressing -2 matrix on both sides. Not the best sounding pressing of this album, but beautiful, clean 1969 pressing. I'm sure you Beatles collectors have already spotted the one that's coming next, which is, I think, the rarest album so far. This is a 1965 Dutch album. Oh, there's a sticker there. Watch that. The remains of a sticker anyway. Still got a bit of glue on it. A 1965 Danish album, the Beatles' hottest hits, featuring this rather fetching shot of the group in the Eskimo outfits from the 1964 Christmas show. Now, as you can see, it was a greatest hits compilation, exclusive to Denmark only. This one was an import, obviously, 41 shillings and sixpence. The price for a regular album at around that time was 32 shillings, so it was quite expensive compared to a regular album. This one also comes from the record shop in Great Yarmouth, and you can see the track listing there is very similar to the German greatest hits we saw first up, and there it is, made in Denmark by Skandinavisk. And you've got the other albums available there. Very tough to find, only a few hundred of these made. And there are a number of counterfeits around, so be careful if you see one for sale. This one I think is pretty genuine, judging by the weight of the vinyl and the marks on it. Machine stamped matrix there. XSTX 116. It doesn't look too bad actually. It's got a few hairlines on it, wispy things, but a few scuffs there. It's been played quite a lot, as you would expect these type of albums, but not bad. Nice to find in any condition. Looks like the original inner sleeve though. Actually, somebody's written the catalogue number on there. Moving on to more familiar fare. It's 1967 to 70. This one has a matte finish, so something tells me this is not going to be a British copy. As I say, I don't really know exactly where these come from. What's this say at the bottom? New York, 1973. So there we go. It's an American copy. Let's take the records out. Oh, there's a few bits in between. This is the original sticker, I think, which went on the shrink of the album. That's nice, someone kept that. And there's an insert here, which I haven't seen before, which shows all the Beatles albums available up until this album, and also the solo stuff too, on all the formats: 8-track cartridge, cassettes, and singles, ending up with yeah, must have been 1973, the last ones. So that's the cover. Looks to be in nice shape. Blue inner sleeves, and this is an early pressing on Apple. Later ones are on Capital, blue Capital labels. So there we go. This has the IAM code here. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can just see that there. Okay. And there's the second disc. It's quite nice. Not a bad sounding pressing. Not as good as the UK one, but that's in nice shape. Another familiar record to those of you who watch the channel. We did a video about this a while ago. Rock and Roll Music from 1976. This one has the laminated green cover, so I'm guessing this is a UK one. Got the original price on the back, £4.50. There we go. In all its 1950s glory. So let's take the records out. We've got the original EMI inners, which are contemporary with the release in 1976. And there's the records. This is -2 on side 4, -1 on side 3. -1 on side 1. Sorry. And -2 on side 2. Looks to be in pretty perfect condition too, which is good. Another one. This, I think, is going to be the brother of the blue one as far as pressing details are concerned. This is an American one too. And there you go. They've kept the hype sticker. Got a bit of a tear in it, but it's still attached to its original shrink, I think. It's nice they kept that. Let's put it back in there so it doesn't get lost somewhere else amongst all these plastic chips. There we go. So 1962 to 66. Again, the same pressing plant identification, the IAM, which I believe is a Scranton pressing. These have split the bottom of the inner sleeves, unfortunately, but it's always the way with these albums. There you go. That's the first side and the second side. Again, a bit of a mishmash of quality. Capitol used whatever tapes they had lying around to make this album rather than get the original tapes from London. So you've got a variety of different mixes and sounds going on that album. Coming back to the UK, got a very tidy looking copy of A Hard Day's Night. Beautiful laminate that. just looks like new. It really does. And absolutely perfect corners too. Back of this one, this has 3 flipbacks as well. Garrett and Lofthouse, patents pending, and just absolutely as new. So I'm not feeling so bad. I'm feeling better at the moment about paying all this customs duty. All that customs duty for these albums. Again, the 1970 inner. And this time it's a 2-box. But still with the -1 matrix and -1 matrix on side 2. There we go. Great sounding pressing. Oh, talking of great sounding pressings, here's Beatles for Sale. Such a difficult cover to get from this period in anything approaching this condition. This is a thankfully nice thick card. They did make one around this time which is like as thin as paper. There we go. Just give you a look at the back of that. Really perfect hinges too. Very prone to splitting and tearing at that point. But this one's, you know, looks like it left the shop yesterday. Let's have a look at the record. See if it's 1 or 2 box. It's 1 box. There you go. -1. Probably the best sound, not probably, actually the best sounding early stereo album from the Beatles. Really fantastic sound on this pressing. Any -1 you can get, but a -1 box suits me fine. Another great sounding album is this one. Not so rare, but sounds just as good. This is the stereo tracks from Hamburg. Although it says on the back, mono recordings electronically reprocessed to give stereo effect on stereo equipment. This is not true. This is 100% true stereo. And it's a very early copy. This is April 71. And the earliest pressings of these have the red rim text and lines around that information. So that's a very first pressing of that. And it really does sound great. Really does sound good. That's another absolutely pristine copy. Very nice. Yeah. Moving on to Yellow Submarine. I wonder if these plastic covers have been on since new. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, this is another, they've done their job if they have been on since new, because this is another perfect laminate. And an early cover. Well, not the earliest, because it has the printer's text on the back. The earliest ones were blank right there. And still has the 3 flipbacks. Plain white inner, patent number. Contemporary, this is 1970, 71 again. And still got the dark green Apple label. This is a -3. -1 was never a great sounding cut. There you go, -3. And I think the -1 should be on the back there. Yeah, that's -1. Didn't change till some time after. But essentially same as the first label, just without the sold in UK text. Again, that looks unplayed, meaning there's no spindle marks around the label I can see. Maybe it has been played, but very carefully. Coming on to the next one. This looks like an early original copy of Live at the Star Club in Hamburg, 1962. Got the original British price sticker there from Debenhams, who I think I know more. This one cost £2.99. Big seller in 77. This one's got a sticker over the back. I haven't seen that before. See, that's stuck over the Star Club writing on the original picture. It's Bellafon, so this one's made and printed in Germany, but I guess this was sold in the UK. And there's the gatefold. I think this is a different gatefold to the other one. There's two different variations of this with a number of different pictures in it. Not sure which this one is. But this is a German copy, obviously sold in the UK at the time on import. Bellafon. And the other one too. Purple Bellafon label. Video coming up on the Star Club soon, where I can summon up the courage to get into all the details. Do the research. Got to be done though. This is a lovely copy of Help. Again, no mono or stereo indicator there. Beautiful clean back. Caravan Lofthouse cover. This has some weight to it, this record. This feels really heavy. Again, 1970-71 inner. It's a 2-box. It's quite a heavy 2-box, and it still has the -1 cutting on side 2 and -1 on side 1. That's a really nice copy. I cannot see any spindle marks on those. It's pretty much the same as all the ones we've seen so far. There's maybe one there. But remember, they had to stack it in the factory, so maybe that's where that came from. One of the first albums I remember getting, Rarities. We've done a video on this as well. This one comes originally from John Menzies for $2.99. It dates from late 1979 or late 1980. This is the standalone album version with the sleeve notes, the ones that came in the BC13 box set. Just had the track listing down the center and a little special album banner in the corner. Right, this should date it anyway. This has got a code of 381 on it, so that's when it was put together. Maybe it's a bit later than that. And it has a YEX matrix, a crossed out SPSLP matrix, which was the box set, and recut for its re-release as a single album. There we go, -1, -2. A flawed but fun album. Talking of which, we come to a collection of Beatles oldies. Again, I've done a video on this one. It's done quite well. But still waiting a re-release. This one's a heavy one too. Again, beautiful flipbacks. Obviously a non-smoking household. Same in the sleeve as the other ones. Seems like somebody's just gone into the shop and bought the whole catalogue in one go, on one day, in 1969 and 1970. There we go. That's a, as all first pressing copies are, 1G and 1G on that side. Again, hasn't seen much turntable action at all. Right, gosh, we're 25 minutes in already and I'm only halfway through. Mike, you could pause the video and get yourself another cup of tea or something. There we go, this is Abbey Road. Slightly lighter colour cover, which is rather indicative of the 70-71 pressing. Got a bit of a crease going on down there. This one is interesting. Has a, the originals had a round spine. This one has a pinched spine. Yeah, square and pinched at the bottom too. That's a characteristic of this pressing, and this has the Apple Records copyright inner sleeve. which also came with pressings of Ram, if I remember correctly. So that dates it around 71, but a beautiful dark green Apple label, which is nice. A lot of these come with the light green ones, but it's a -2 and -1, which is the pressing to have. And this one has Her Majesty on the label. I find more copies without Her Majesty on the label, to be honest. But that is going to be, judging by the spindle mark, or the lack of the spindle marks, going to be an absolutely storming sounding copy. Actually, these are so clean, I don't think I'm even going to clean them on the cleaning machine. Right, we're going from a great sounding album to one which probably isn't that great as far as audiophile scales go. This is the Beatles' second album, stereo, and it's a, oh, there's the record shop sticker. So it was sold in England at the time. This is yeah, this is a Winchester pressing. Got the old upturned wine glass there. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a great album with a great lineup of tracks. And if you grew up with it, you're never going to stop loving it. Next up is this rather handsome copy of Sgt. Pepper's. Wow. That is really, really great. Ah, this is interesting. This is an unusual mispress. I haven't had one of these for a long time. It's a stereo record here, PCS 7027 catalogue number. But at the bottom, down here, it says, this is a mono recording. I should say, of course, this is a stereo recording. So that's a little variation which happened for a short time in 1971. These covers have no flip overs at the top. It's got the insert with it, light green. The originals were more of a dark green colour. And 1 or 2, it's a 2. 2 box, -1. First pressing, matrix, and what's that over there? That's a -1 as well. Really, really nice. Okay. It's a collection that doesn't stop giving, huh? Right, Magical Mystery Tour. This isn't a UK copy, I can tell right away. And you can probably see too that it has the matte finish of a US pressing. It's a stereo copy, SMAL, and again purchased on import in Great Yarmouth, the country western specialists. So there you go. There's all the details inside there. But this is going to be an Apple label, I'm sure. No, it's not actually. No, it's not. It's a capital. It's a capital rainbow. That's IAM. That's the IAM pressing plant there. B22 matrix. There we go. That's nice. I was expecting that to be maybe a lime green capital or something at best, but that's a nice rainbow. Right, coming on to this album, which I made a video about again not so long ago. I'm running out of albums to make videos about, aren't I? This one is also a US import from the record shop. Strange goings on with the sticker there. Beatles Say Jude. Big, thick poster board cover. And this one is, yeah, like the other copies I have, labelled as the Beatles again. This is another Winchester pressing with that wine glass symbol there. I've got about 3 American copies of this, and they're all the Beatles again. I haven't got one with the correct title. Not a bad sounding record, a really good sounding record, in fact. One of the best American sounding pressings. Next up, Let It Be. Again, these 1970 covers are a little more milky than the originals. Don't know why. And this is got like a blue-green apple on the back. First pressings had red. And again, this spine is a pinched spine here. You can see that, there we go. Pinched at the end. Unusual for this album because it's usually just a wraparound with no sort of shape at all. Got the Apple copyright inner, both sides. So I have to guess what I'm going to get. This is going to be a -3, I think. This is a dark label, but it's got that sort of second pressing font. And it is a -3U. There we go. And should be 3U on the other side. Yeah, there we go. See that? Yeah, just original. First pressings were -2U, but it's still a good sounding album. There we go. No spindle marks at all. This would make the most incredible sort of box set, wouldn't it? I put these together in one box set. The ultimate stereo box set. Revolver. Resplendent, white and shiny. Again, 3 flipbacks. In perfect condition. Yeah, and these discs are heavy. I mean, this was pre-oil crisis, so this is pre-73, and they really did make some terrific pressings at around this time. Revolver, so this is a stereo -2. You can see that there we go. And -2 on that side. And the great sounding pressing. And, you know, like the rest, pretty much unplayed. I mean, do feel free to pause the video and come back. I'm not taking a pause. I'm keeping going. Rubber Soul. Garrett and Lofthouse again. Slightly more sort of orangey colour to this issue than the first pressings. Again, same inner sleeve. This is another 2-box. So all these are around late 1970, I should think. And that's a -3. Can I get that in? You see that? There we go. And -3, which lasted for quite a long time. The -2 was very short-lived. And I think the -3 is one of the best sounding ones. Again, no spindle marks whatsoever. Here's a record I don't have many copies of. This is The Beatles Story. Bit of a curate's egg from 1964. Not one which I've listened to a lot, I will admit. And this one is this one is a lime green capital pressing. Winchester pressing. Can I get that? Can you see that? Yeah, there it is. There you go. And the other record will be the same. But I'll show it to you anyway, because we've come this far. Together we shall continue. There we go. Again, doesn't look to have been played at all. Bit of bubbling going on there, but I think that's a factory cooling issue rather than one of storage or wear. Right, now we're coming on to the last couple actually. This is of course the White Album and 1971 pressing. They changed the digits to 6 digits from the original 7, and side opening of course for this date. It's got 4 photos, again a bit thinner. EMI cutting some costs by this point, but still had to keep it all together. And original poster. I'm not sure if it comes across on this camera, but there's a bit of a sepia tinge going on those photographs. No stereo logo anymore because it was only the stereo record available, but the mono catalogue number remained on the spine. Again, really nice copy. Let's take the records out. Oh, ha! There we go. You can clearly see the mark of the paper where the photos have protected the inner sleeve, and the maybe the laminate has done that. A bit of plastic migration, I don't know. Right, these are 69 pressing labels, but we do have -1 cutting from first pressing, and this is a -1 as well. Again, no spindle marks there. Just a change of font style and the removal of the sold in UK text, but still dark green before they went light green. This one is a -2, and this one is a -2 as well. Okay, so really beautiful clean copies there. And I think this is the last one, folks. It is. Looks a bit suspicious too. Yeah, that has an odd, very odd colour to it, as you will see if I just pop it next to an original UK one. Yeah, I think you can see what we're in for here. This might be a counterfeit copy, I don't know. And for some reason, this wasn't available for a time in the 70s, and it was counterfeited. And I think, looking at the quality of the label print, this is the counterfeit. There, that's really nasty business going on there with the label. This is the matrix. Can you see what it is? It's JS 175001, 14 number 6. There is Phil and Ronnie in there, but I'm sure this is a counterfeit because the quality of it just looks so rubbish, really. Yeah, and it's quite light and flimsy. Never had one of those before, so that's interesting. Counterfeits could be subject for another video. Anyway, so there we go. That is a very pleasant way for me to spend 40 minutes looking through a great selection of records. Hope you've enjoyed it too. Hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to check out the website parlogramauctions.com, where some of these may be coming up for sale very shortly. But all I've got left to say is bye for now, and thanks for watching.